So when you bring up mixing and mastering, you'll hear a lot of people say, Pro Tools is the best mixing and mastering software out there and there's no point in using anything else. And they're right. But some of us don't have $800 to spare, so here's how to do it for free. Mixing and mastering is actually kind of easy once you get the hang of it. It's basically the process of taking a completely produced song, kind of like the one I have here, and turning it into a final, actually finished product. What we're going to start with is we're going to mix this entire track. It's already kind of pretty well mixed just by the way that I set it up, but I don't know, we're going to mix it some more. And then I'm going to go to the master channel and show you guys how to master it. So it starts off with this guitar. And right now I have about 8,000 effects on it, a compressor, an equalizer, a reverb, a delay, a saturator, a limiter just to limit the output signal to something manageable, and a filter. I have the peak controller effects channel right here. So that is going to be controlled by the peak controller on this kicker, so that whenever the kick hits, the rest of the song ducks away a little bit so the kick can hit a bit harder without clipping the mix. These things here, I have those sent through this called the lick LMMS. Every jazz person is going to get it and hate me for the rest of my life. And these are just kind of a spicier version of it that I have in the kind of chorus thingy here. So what we want to do is create a space for the listener. We have to keep the important things in the center and we need to keep everything else away from that. The three things that a regular average listener wants to hear in a song is bass, rhythm, and vocals. We don't have any vocals in this track, so we're just going to be putting the bass and the rhythm right in the center. And then we have our drum track here, where our kick is in the center, snap, rim, thing, and everything here is just coming in through the center except for the snap. When I was mixing this kick, I added this kick just on top to give it a bit of extra smack because this on its own is kind of lame. So this is going to be a pretty simple mix to do. Basically all we have to do is listen to it real quick and then kind of decide what we want to do with it. I'm feeling the guitar in the right. I'm going to put it a little bit more to the right, and I'm going to put the cymbal here a little bit to the left. And now we can get to mastering, which is what you all came here for. Mastering is basically the process of taking a mix and putting a final compression and EQ on it, just so we get rid of anything we don't want and we bring out the best parts in the mix. I'm going to add a compressor and then an EQ, and then we can work on that together as one. How sweet. Also, this equalizer is epic. If you haven't used it yet, you should. I'm going to hit play, and then I'm going to kind of talk you guys through what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start compressing it a little bit. So I'm going to go for a pretty small ratio. I'm thinking about 3.5 to 1. Just because it's a full mix and it doesn't want to sound compressed at all. You just want to bring out the best parts. So I'm going to bring the knee radius all the way down. We're peaking at probably like -5 there. We're going to have a short attack, but not a completely destroyed attack. And then we're going to have a shorter release as well. And if we bypass it, hold up, you can see we've gained a little bit of clarity. And that's pretty much all that we need, especially with this kind of genre. and oh god. First off, you don't want to be clipping in the in or the out on the EQ, but I'm just going to leave it that way for now. So I'm going to take this filter, the high pass, right at the end, and I'm going to sweep it up and down just to see where I run out of hearing ability. My top is about 19,000, so I'm going to put it about there. Yeah, it doesn't sound like I've lost much. And we're getting a lot of bass in here, so if I could just bring that down a little bit, maybe a 24. Yeah, right there. And now this is going to be the important part. We're going to take a band pass here, and we're going to sweep for anything we don't like. So I'm going to start down here and just move it up until I find something that really makes me hate myself. And the music stopped. Yeah, I don't really like that. I'm going to drop it just a tiny bit so we can get rid of a little bit of that sting. So what we've done there is we've basically just taken out all of the subtle nuances in the track that would annoy a regular listener. And now what we're going to do is we are going to bring the master volume back up, and then we're going to slap another compressor and a limiter on the master, just so that we have a clean signal coming out that is not going over 0 dB. And now we should have a decent master. So we have a compressor before the equalizer just to bring up the low stuff that I might want to work with. Then I have a compressor after the equalizer, after I've taken out the things that I don't want to be compressed. And then I have a limiter at the top just to make sure that we have a set ceiling so the mix doesn't go above it. And now I guess we export it and we're done. So f those Pro Tools guys, we did it.